Today I'm doing the book calendar tag. It was created by the BookTube girl and I was tagged by her in the comments. So yay! I get to do it! The whole point of the book calendar tag was to have a tag with questions that didn't really matter what time of year you did it at, and it didn't revolve around one specific theme. So there's one question for every month of the year, and they all are related, and each month has like a specific holiday or event that happens in that month. And it's great fun. Even if not all of the events slash holidays really apply to you, it's still just good fun, and they're good questions. So let's get started. January, New Year's. Name a new release that is coming out this year that you are greatly anticipating. I am going to have to say The Raven King, the fourth book in the Raven cycle. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be coming out this year. I might die if it doesn't. I still haven't read Blue Lily Lily Blue, but I'm planning on reading it very soon. But yes, I'm super excited for that one. Also, Gansey. February, leap year. Name a book or series that you would like to skip and refuse to read. Probably 50 Shades of Grey. I don't really think I need an explanation with that one. March, St. Patrick's Day. And if you're shortening it, it's Patty. Patty, not Patty. It sounds the same when you say it, but when you spell it, it's with D's. A D. Is that a D to you? Whatever. And not a T. Irish people say so. Favorite book set in a countryside or rural area? I actually had a lot of difficulty with this one. I feel like most of the books that I read take place in cities or like destroyed worlds, which doesn't really count. And so the book that I finally settled on was The Forest of Hands and Teeth, because it takes place in like a little village that is in the middle of nowhere, and then when the zombies attack and they escape, they're like running through big open fields, I think. I don't even remember now. We'll say that's true. April. April Fools. Name a book that had a story that tricked you into thinking it was going in one direction and then went in a completely different direction. Pretty much every standalone that I've read by Harlan Coben, probably. They just are full of twists and turns and make you think you know what's going on and then you don't. May. Mother's Day. Name a book that is always there for you and that you love so much it always lightens the mood when you're down. So I'm probably gonna say the George and Nicholson books because they're hilarious and just silly and they're just good for a laugh and they're just, I have such fond memories of those books, so that's what I'm gonna go with. June, Summer Solstice. Name a book that felt like it took forever to read. Oryx and Crake. Because I didn't like it. And I had to finish it for a book club, and I was lying on the couch trying to finish it, and I felt like I was up till the wee hours of the morning just trying to get it done so that it was done, and I didn't like it, and I kept checking how many pages I had left, and it was just awful. It was so horrible, and it was just the longest night ever. July, Independence Day. Or Canada Day. Name a strong independent character who inspired you. I think it's gonna come back to Allie again from The Immortal Rules, because she's just badass and she's really, really strong, not just physically but emotionally and mentally, and she can really just like bite down her pride to do what she needs to do and to save the people that she needs to save. She doesn't need to bring herself into it or try and fight for herself. Or fight for people to kind of see who she is. She just does what she needs to do and gets out and saves people she needs to save, and I would not be able to do that, but I wish I could. August. If you could create a holiday related to books, what would it be? Book trading day, when you have to trade a book with someone, and like they each have to be like a book that I read and the person that I trade with has to be a book that they read, and we're like recommending it to each other, and then we're swapping books, and then we're talking about the books that we love, and it should be in August obviously. And you have to read like in the sunshine, wearing sunscreen, or you know, outside but in the shade, or you know, something summery. September, 9/11 Remembrance Day. What is a book that had a huge impact on you and that you will always remember? Probably The Book Thief or The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Maybe The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I feel like it had a little bit more of an impact because of what happened at the end. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it was pretty Impactful. Yes, that's a word. I just used it, so there you go. October, Halloween. What is your favorite mystery or horror book? I'm gonna go with The Shining by Stephen King. I was gonna say 172 Hours on the Moon first, because I thought 172 Hours on the Moon was scarier than The Shining, but I had a few minor problems with 172 Hours on the Moon. They weren't big enough to make me not love the book, but The Shining I felt like was flawless. And it was creepy. There were some parts in it where I was reading it in the basement and I had to go into my room and shut the door and turn on the lights to continue reading, so. November, Thanksgiving. What series are you most thankful exists? Harry Potter, I think, because I feel like Harry Potter touched so many lives, and if the books didn't exist, the movies wouldn't exist, and even people who love the movies and haven't read the books still get to be a part of this magical world, and I just feel like there's such a big following that there's like so many things you can talk about related to Harry Potter and you don't even have to explain it. People just know what you're talking about, and it's just, I feel like there's such comfort books, comfort movies, comfort everything, and there's just, I feel like the world would be such a different place if Harry Potter didn't exist. December, Christmas. If you could recommend one book as a gift to your viewers, what would it be? I'm gonna go with Vicious by V.E. Schwab because it's awesome. Also Victor. That's all I need to say. So now I'm gonna tag some people. Spread the fun with the fun questions. So I'm gonna tag Squidgen Books, Colleen Greens, The Teen Book Addict, and Ivy Muse. I have a giveaway currently running for my book that is coming out soon, and the giveaway is not over until this Friday, March 20th, and you can still enter. Some people have entered, but I feel like more people should enter. Yeah, those are my feelings on that subject. So just click on that little video of me talking about the giveaway and it'll take you to the video about the giveaway. It's super easy to enter, and you might win a book for free, no matter where you live.